Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. I trust you had a beautiful weekend and are all ready for this final week of February. So welcome to our usual Monday check-in. This is our Mindful Motivation for Mindset Mastery session. So with these sessions, I kind of feel into the energies of what's happening in the celestial realms, as well as using different decks of cards. I use 4 different decks of cards to just really help us feel into and set the tone for the week ahead. I think it's superbly important to cultivate a sense or a practice of really checking in with yourself. And so as we get into this week, like I said, last week of February, gosh, February's gone past so quickly. How has it felt for you? How is the energies of this year, this huge epic year of change and of, 2024 is a really an important year for all of us, for really stepping into our own power, sharing our gifts, accessing what it is that we as a soul are intending to share, to be, to follow within our own checking in with ourselves. So before I start pulling decks of cards, and we start off with my letting go cards, but the lunar influence, and it's not going to happen until March 3rd, so we still have a wee bit of time. We're still basking in that beautiful full moon energy that we had this past weekend. But this week will be the last quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Sagittarius. So why I was saying and kind of just riffing on the ideas of what it is that the energy of 2024 is that this moon phase, and perhaps we could all be wise to start feeling into, are you following your own dreams? Are you going on the adventures and the paths and the choices that light you up? Of course, with these types of questions, there never is a right or wrong answer, but it's being willing to create some time to reflect upon. Are you following your own intuitive guidance? Are you actually allowing yourself to access that? I know that in the past, there's been times in my own path that I've just kind of accepted that this is the way things are, and allowed the opinions of other people or doctrines to kind of say, okay, I have to choose this, or this is the direction for me. And that's okay for a time, just so long as we allow ourselves to come back to following our own guidance. And so this is about the thing that lands for me here when I'm feeling into that idea is, don't follow groupthink. This is a really important piece. And so perhaps this week you could start looking at, are the things that you've said yes to, are they your goals? Are they firing you up? Are they motivating you? Remember, this is mindful motivation for mindset mastery. And having said that too, with this idea of mindset mastery, we may follow a paradigm or a philosophy or a belief system for a time and feel like this is the right way for me. And that may be true in that environment, for that phase of where you are. However, it's okay for you to choose, or to choose to change, right? So this is why it's so important. And if you've watched these sessions with me before, you'll know that one of my favorite questions is to say, how do I feel about myself here? Here, doing these things, not doing those things, choosing this project over that one, being with these people, being in this tribe, not being in that tribe. How does this make me feel about me? And you want to be looking at, it makes me feel aligned, connected with my wisdom, on point with my unique gifts and talents. It's a beautiful way to just check in to make sure that you are following your guidance and not the guidance of, just listening to your chattering mind. I trust that makes sense. if I say anything in these sessions that trigger you, or you need a wee bit more guidance or support, just put it in the comments below or message me directly. But let's move into pulling some cards. So all this being said about allowing yourself to really pause for a moment and make sure that you are animating and putting into play those adventurous, beautiful things that you wish to experience, to create, to be. However, there's an essential part here too of wanting to be sure that you have a sense of inner peace along with that adventuresome aspect of you also. So just following that balance. Where's your balance? And in order to find it, this, like I said, this first deck is the letting go guidance system. So let's see. In order to find that balance and really get in touch with it, let's see what we can let go of. And this is perfect. I always love the synchronicity of these. So it's judgmental thoughts. Where does judgmental thoughts come up for you when you're maybe cultivating an idea of your dream? Or maybe, sometimes the propensity of following our dreams can be derailed because our judgmental thoughts can say, oh, I don't have time for that, or I don't have the resources, or I don't have enough of this, or I have too much of that. So where do judgmental thoughts derail you, or maybe even block you from actually putting your dreams into motion, for actually going on that adventure, for doing the little steps, the baby steps, one step? Every adventure and destination is accomplished and arrived at through one step at a time. So do judgmental thoughts creep in and kind of set up you for a all or nothing? I can't do this or start this project or this adventure unless I have all of these things. Sometimes that alone will keep us stuck. So just feel into that. See, what can you do to release judgmental thoughts? And so now I was just shuffling my tarot cards. I'm going to pull one tarot card and then 3 of the Healing with the Angels cards. Oh my goodness, this is epic. Epic. They always are, right? So the card that's come up for us here is the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups, this is about, I said that question, how do I feel about myself here? That's actually beautifully underlined by the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is saying, you ask a question, the answer's given. And sometimes we can get too lost of the answer has to look this specific way. And then we forget, look at all the things we've got. So that's circling back to what I just said too, is creating a practice where you allow yourself a wee bit of time to maybe recognize, oh, I asked a question and there's the answer. It may have come in a slightly different format to what my thinking mind may have me believe that it should show up as. Should, right? So that actually can spawn a whole bunch of judgmental thoughts. Well, I should have done it this way, or I should have asked the question differently, or you know what I mean, that blah, blah, blah. So 4 of Cups says recognize maybe you do have all of the components for a project or a dream that you've not allowed yourself to recognize. So just maybe doing some journaling or just doing some reflecting on where are you? How are you? Is it time to pick up a dream that you've kind of shelved and put off to the side and said, nah, it's not my time yet? Just feel that. And like I said, if you need some more support on these ideas, just let me know. Let me know, because the thing about when I'm talking about these things, it's to find your ease in this. There's no big hard to-do list items. It's about finding your rhythm, finding your balance for you, not because somebody told you, not even because I told you. My ideas here are intended to help you kind of lift the hood on your own beliefs and your own mindset and your own goals and ideas, and then walk to the beat of your own drum. The beat of your own drum is from your heart. So now that being said, and that kind of idea, let's see what Healing of the Angels cards have come up. And it's interesting, there's a card it's actually come up a few times recent time. So the first one that's come up is friendship. Now, when I see that card coming up, it reminds me, and I'm encouraging you to be reminded, you need to be your own best friend. Where do you derail yourself with those judgmental thoughts and forget that you deserve your unconditional loving kindness? And when you do that, and this is the card that I mentioned that's come up many times over the last couple of weeks, I believe, is listening. Are you actually listening to your inner guidance, to your guides, to source energy coming through? Are you listening and then realizing that when you ask a question, it's answered? Sometimes that means I just need to surrender and trust that I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, giving importance to the right aspects to align with all that I am. Things of that nature. And this is beautiful. This is the card that's come up. The last one here is harmony. So, I was saying about this last quarter phase of the moon in Sagittarius is really inspiring us to look and bring into balance. It's almost like bringing into balance that being and doing. The doing is the off on an adventure, but the being is the inner peace. That aspect, and that actually, of course, brings our own masculine and feminine attributes into balance. So where's yours? Are you too busy, caught up in the doing, and hustle and push and force? How much of the being and the breathing and the focusing on the rhythm and the guidance of your own heart? Do you need to do a wee bit of correction or up level some of that balance and that harmony for you? Okay, take a nice deep breath. Lots of pieces coming through. It feels very much aligned with that phase of the moon, and also this wrapping up of the second month of 2024. So this feels beautifully aligned with really helping us liberate our inner truth. So let's see, and this will be the last card that I pull and send you off into this auspicious week ahead. Let's see what comes up for us for this one. Beautiful. And the card that's come up for us today is I'm accomplished. So that's actually a beautiful thing too, to sort of say, maybe if you've got judgmental thoughts derailing you following your auspicious dreams and things that you would really like, maybe it's time to really acknowledge all the things that you have accomplished and not listen to those judgmental thoughts. But let me read this out to you. I celebrate and appreciate all that I have accomplished thus far. I review my life and appreciate all my experiences. Even setbacks experienced in recent times have served me in wonderful ways. What a beautiful way to wrap this session up. I trust this makes sense and inspires you to follow your sense of balance. And maybe it's time to pick up some of those dreams that you've maybe put on the shelf. I wish you a beautiful week. I'll be back again with you next week. Much love to you.